Hello and welcome to what I've been looking forward to, and probably some of you as well. The Rieju. I just pulled this out of my shed. Then I went to grab the camera. So, first of all, I'll try and see if it'll start on brake cleaner. This thing hasn't run in probably 4 years. I doubt it. So, let's take it in and talk more. Disgusting! There's no magic trick here, I was just showing the rag. It's pretty sturdy on 2 axle stands. So, what do I want to do to this bike? Well, ideally, I want to take it for a ride. However, that is not possible. I've been recently wanting a motorcycle, but I just can't afford one right now, so I have to go with what I have. And this is what I have. But it is, on paper, a moped. So I mean, I could just try and restore it, but I mean, just look at it. It's yeah. I might as well just turn it into another pit bike. So currently it has all the original parts, the 50cc cylinder. Because of laws and regulations say a moped isn't allowed to go faster than 45 kilometers an hour. They have fitted restrictions to this so that the engine doesn't get to its full potential. But somebody has got rid of those restrictions. So I had the top speed of about 75, or that's the top speed I've measured. yeah, the engine's tired, it has no compression now, so I was thinking it probably won't be road legal, so I might just go bigger. Here is a box of goodies. And a built-in quality air filter. Probably have to put a bit of glue. I don't know. 21mm carburettor. A head for the cylinder kit, which is here. Might have actually shown you all this already, but because it's for this build I'll show it again. Clips for the ring, I mean the piston thing, I don't know. I almost got spooked that there is no bloody pin, but it is in the packaging foam. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, 70cc. Now this was the cheapest option, but I mean, I won't be driving this daily on the road, so it... I don't know. Some say these are terribly unreliable, but you know, it's what I can afford now. So, what else was in this box? Gaskets, a receipt, and a heavy duty chain. Right, what's the plan? Well, taking it apart to begin with. Oh dear, oh dear. I think I might need to build a new exhaust because it's sort of yeah, it's a bit rusty. This was a good example. I mean, it wasn't this rusty when I drove it, but this has been a good example of don't judge a book by its cover. There were a lot of people at school when I drove this to school that said, no way this heap of junk goes 80 kilometers an hour. Well, yeah. I mean, I would want to tear it down to the frame and sandblast it and, you know, just give it a new coat of paint, but I think I can't be bothered. So, where do we begin? These are hilarious. They're like crisp bags, but they have less crisps in them. Sealed air in a bag. Start with every nut and bolt I see gets, or rather, every nut and bolt that needs to be removed gets some lube. the plan is to take the seat off, plastics off, fuel tank off, engine off. Yeah. I'm not sure what to do with these plastics, or rather what's left of them. I could try and redesign something, and as you see, the plastic from here is missing. Actually, the last year's it was an aluminium plate that was actually a slow vehicle triangle from like a tractor or something. Can't even remember what I got it from. Okay. Then obviously we'll need to have brakes. Well, they'll need a service. How about the front one? Yeah, if I remember correctly, the front one never really worked properly. Just, I'll go to this side so you can see my demonstration better. Actually, this would need two. Ideally, I would need someone to sit over there. Oh, it's a bit stuck. I mean, there is pressure, but I reckon just a good cleaning of all the moving parts and new fluids, and then just driving a bit so that the disc sands itself. I'm not going to upgrade the brakes because they were brilliant. I mean, they were enough to stop the bike from top speed in fairly short distance. I'm just going a trip down memory lane here. All the flashbacks from when I was... When did I buy this bike? I was 16. That's because I bought it off my friend and he got a light motorcycle. A 125. Yeah, I sold both of my scooters and had some savings. Can't remember how much I paid for this, 500 and something. Could have been just 500. I mean, I could spend all day telling stories about this. It's just turning... So many good memories. But then it wouldn't get built. This might be stolen of a electrical pole, but I'm not going to admit I did it. And another one! Yeah. If I just remove this, will it make any ease of access? I don't know. Possibly, but I don't know. Maybe if I used actual tools instead of metal plate. I mean, just look at this. I'll bring it closer. Have to find a new one or something that'll replace that. What the hell, man? Yeah, this thing is rusty. I'm not quite 100% confident that this thing sits nicely on two axle stands because, yeah. There's a bolt that holds it in place. Now, it's rusty, it's been welded already a few times. Yeah. It just... Might try and look for a new one, or a second-hand one. Something like a, how would you call it, a power exhaust, with an optimal flow. Yeah, we shall see. Okay. Going bloody anywhere. Looking kind of rusty there. Like usually, it's been a few days in the middle of making a video where I've done absolutely nothing. Except this time I have been doing anything. I had to borrow the CDI coil unit from here, so this had to come off. Here's a reenactment. There was a bolt, there was a screw, there was a screw, there was a screw, and there also should be a screw, but that was missing. I think that was it. Don't think it's... And then I also cut this hose that connects the two sides of the fuel tank, because it's just so rotten. I'll just replace it. Now, CDI coil unit is almost in place. I didn't actually tighten it. Not sure if that has to come off again. There's this exhaust recirculating system. I don't think I'll need that. Just rip it out. Because the airbox is going, so there will be nothing to connect that to. And also on the exhaust pipe, that thingy it goes to. This little piggy here has been blocked, so you know it wouldn't work anyway. But I have no idea what the piece in the middle is. Yeah, and also why I needed the CDI coil unit thingy is because I bought a second moped with my little sister's money. It'll be her moped. And the seller said that it's broken on it, but it wasn't. It's probably the stator, the magneto thingy. So that'll have to also come off so that we can test it. Because when we tested the CDI coil unit from the other bike on this, it gave a spark. So one of the only few things that was wrong, or what the seller mentioned that was wrong, was actually not wrong. It was working. Moral of the story, trust no one. And you get what you pay for. It was only 300 euros. Peugeot XPS, I think it's a 2007. I doubt there will be any content of that. But who knows, I might just borrow it a day and make a little video of it, I don't know. We shall see. Well, now we're in a good spot where the engine has to start coming out. So we start with the airbox that isn't actually it is. Thought it wasn't attached with anything but my standing in the way of what I'm pointing at from here. But there is actually a bolt on the bottom, but on the top there isn't. There should be, but I haven't put them in place. I haven't decided what to do with the frame yet. Although, because I'm lazy, I'll just probably paint from here therewards with a hammerite. Funny that you can't buy hammerite anymore. It's too toxic or something. It was too brilliant. But I still have a semi-fresh can from painting the floor on the Daihatsu. Semi-fresh and also 5 years old or something like that. Yeah, this airbox is not going back on. There will be a foam filter. There you go. And off it comes. I said, and off it comes. Oh dear. Bloody flooded. Apparently it isn't. Ah! It's full of oil. Look at the bloody state of this thing. Not sure if you can see it because of the lighting once again. But you know, let's just yeah. So yeah, the oil mixing pump system will be removed because this won't be used in everyday road use. So you know, suppose as that's missing from the Peugeot, I can steal this pump. I have to drain the coolants and remove cables, hoses, all that shit. What are you? Oh yeah, that's the choke. Barely on. The theory goes, if I just put a massive box under everything that is the coolant system and just drain it, it shouldn't leak on the floor. Therefore I shouldn't make a mess, but you know, there's always something that could go wrong. Actually, I might want to put that somewhere safe, somewhere where it isn't going to be touched. I'll put it on the go-kart. I kind of lost interest in the go-kart because it's just giving me trouble. That is sharp. that's not how gravity works. Okay. That wasn't a lot. Okay. There's barely any coolant in the engine. Actually, I'll just leave the oil tank in place for cosmetic reasons. Because the radiator is only on this side, because the oil filter, the oil reservoir is on this side, and then there's also a little toolbox that never, well, probably from factory came with tools, but I never saw those tools. I just remove the carburettor. Is there anything in the coolant? No. Is it oil hose? That's now this oil mixing system is a system that really causes arguments. Some say it's brilliant, some say it's terrible, some say it always runs on too rich or too lean. So my personal opinion on it, it's good if it's adjusted properly. And there is a way to adjust it, but I haven't really got into that since I haven't needed to, because for me it's always worked properly. There. Should be just like, fucking hell, just like so. Lube. Should just come off the cable, that is. There you go. Then we have, that's the oil output. That's the oil inlet. Should be already lubed enough to just pop right off, and it leaks oil, obviously, should go without saying. And just bring it over the level of oil on the tank. And there you have it. The pump can just sit there for now. Right, what else is attached to the engine? Temperature sensor. Okay, that's not how it's supposed to come off, but I doubt I needed it anyway. Ah yes, the clutch cable. This is the thing that's been giving me probably the most trouble on this bike. Who knows how many times I've fixed that. Who knows how many times I've driven home without a clutch. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite easy, but I don't think it's good for the... How do you say it? Good for the engine. Yes, how do you say engine? What's a moron? As far as I know, the engine is already fucked. So I'll just try and start it with a cleaner without coolant. Have I connected it? Yeah, everything should be connected. coolant coming, or is that oil? Something is coming out of the exhaust port. I think it's oil. Bloody hell. Well, that was well lubricated, so well, at least I tried. That is technically connected to the engine. So, like I said, and I'll need to be borrowing the Stator magneto thingy for the other bike. So I'll take those off. Not very easily accessible though, but you know that's not now's problem. Yeah. Yep. Those are connected to the engine, so they can. They are. Yep. They're not in a too bad position. Stuff those on there, and there's a bolt. There's a bolt. And there's a bolt. 3 long bolts holding it in place. Been a while since I've taken this engine off. I think I've actually taken it off twice before. But it doesn't matter. Shut up! Tricky little place. Oh no, I reckon I'll have to go on the other side. Yep, it's a lot better there. Well, the engine bolts are very well lubricated because the whole fucking thing's all covered in oil. Start with removing the front one because this one moves. Man, it's heavier than I remember. Based on how heavy it's from the front. Okay, well that came out without any effort. Will the bottom one do the same? No, because it's in a bloody tricky place. Actually it will. There you go. All 3 bolts off. Just still have half a battery power left, so we should be fine. I was about to move this out of the way, but you moron, that is actually attached to the engine. Right, as far as I know, it should just pop out. Can't just take hold from part of the frame, man. Ah, it's not as heavy as I thought it would be. Let's just pour all the liquid out into a bucket of whatever's fallen out of the engine. Even a leaf. Well, that's that. Because there's another engine on my bench that needs rebuilding, guess I'll have to rebuild that first. Or rather finish building it. I mean, I've started. Yeah, the pocket bike is what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it has to be done, so I might as well do it now on camera. Just borrowing the magneto. I like how there's a place for the starter motor here, even though this thing has barely any electrics and the lights just work off the magneto. Hell man, should just pop off. Glued on or something. Yeah, the gasket's disappeared, so somebody's put some silicone glue instead. What the? Oh yeah. Oh yes. This bloody thing. There's a piece missing from. Yeah, that's. Might have actually been me who put that there. Yeah. Some moron. I mean, there is some compression, I suppose, but you know, it's terrible. He's a broken. This is the incorrect way to do it, but this is how we did it last time. This is a suspension adjuster. Shove it into the balancing hole against the edge of it, and it shouldn't be on too tight. There we go. Don't worry, this is how I did it last time, and I'll do it very carefully. Although last time it was attached to the moped. For this, but I don't have it. Should I buy it? Maybe. Just get that off. Shouldn't be done like that, but you know, as you can see, it's off. There you go. And come on, it is only those three things. Get it all the way out. And just a bit of leverage. How did it come off with the other one? Just like open the screws and. It isn't tight. I think I can wiggle it out now. And what the hell's wrong with it? Oh, you are shitting me. I have power! Well, spark, but you know, hopefully. Bit of clean. And it'll be fine. That's all I have time for today. Thanks for watching. Next video will hopefully be putting the pocket bike together so that I can get this engine on the table. And I got the Daihatsu inspected, so I'm hoping to make a bit of a video of that also. Anyway, stay tuned. Bye.